I'd like to introduce Mike Demetro. Mike, are you on the line?
Yes, sir. I'm right here, Johnny. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you above the rings, yes.
Yes. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, guys. We have people actually calling in from around the world, as you can hear, which absolutely means one thing. You're in the right place at the right time. I want to turn this call over to a dear friend of mine now. I actually made a joke earlier this week that I talk to him now more than my wife or anybody else on the planet. He's going to just open the door and give you a sneak peek about what's coming over the next week or two, but more importantly, the vision, what you have right now at your fingertips to build your business, to claim the millions of dollars that are still up for grabs on the internet with social broadcasting. So with that, I'd like to turn the call over to you, Bruce.
All right. Thank you, Mike. And we're going to get right into the training call today. Let me just start by saying a couple of things that you're going to want to have a paper and pad ready. Very, very important. We're going to go about 10 or 12 minutes here today. Very important information. I promise you that you're going to want to follow over the next few days all the information that we're going to be presenting to you. It is the heart of what we're about, and that is we're going to show you firsthand. You're going to have a chair right at the table at what we're calling the building of a global brand, the Global Brand Building Campaign. You're going to see us launch out with a whole message, a clarity of message, and we're going to show you. You're going to be right there as we do it so you can do it. I know there's lots of you that love the Global Hangout opportunity. You're promoting it, but you have businesses that you're using Global Hangout to assist you in building. And we're going to show you how to position your image, position your brand, position your message. And as Mike has said, we have some clear messages that are coming out over the next few days, some great new video, some great new images, some great new web presence that you're going to love. But we're going to show you how we launch that. And today we're going to address several points of interest here that we want you to hear. We want you to understand why we're doing it. And what a great week, a great interview session that was done this week by Les Hewitt. It is incredibly important that you listen to this interview. In fact, in the 40 minutes that I spent listening to this, now when I say that, and it's a video, it's using a Hangout, it is incredibly well done, and it is probably one of the most important 40 minutes that I've spent on understanding the Internet and trends happening on the Internet that I probably spent in the last, maybe even the last year. Now, I will tell you there's other information that I have gathered over a multitude of sources and a multitude of speakers and other things, but this interview, I can't tell you enough that you need to listen to it. It is incredible of what Les gets presented with the gentleman that was on that interview. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him, but I'm going to talk about several important subjects as we lay out what today's training is all about. And we want you to begin this process with us. Some of you are going to say, hey, this is real basic stuff. I already understand it. And then a lot of you are going to say, well, you know what, I don't know if I want to do this. So I'm going to encourage both of you to go through the process with us because let me tell you this. If you want to draw the masses, if you want to communicate with the masses, then let them see what you're all about. Be genuine. Be authentic. And we're going to talk about that, and it is incredibly well done in this video. Now, one of the first questions that I want to address on today's training call is, what's your message? What's your message? What's the message that you're presenting with your business? And social media is all about relationships. It's all about people wanting to get information from you and accepting that information as something they can do. And Mike's presented this a couple of times earlier today, but having a message that people believe they can do it. And you know, why is direct sales really a better way to market Global Hangout than affiliate marketing, it's this word, relationships. It connects more people with the team concept, than affiliate marketing ever has, because it reaches in depth and it connects us all around the world. And that's why you're hearing people from all around the world on this call. One of the things that this interview gentleman talks about, and I'm going to tell you in a couple of minutes what his name is and what he's done in his life, is we are in the business of life. And he really presents this extremely well, that our life is a business. When we connect to people and we interact with people, we are setting up the future of our life's business. And so this gentleman's name is Joel Comm. And Joel Comm has just wrote a best-selling book on Twitter. In fact, he's wrote several best-selling books. And to give you just a little bit of his background, he actually developed and sold one of the originating sites of Yahoo Games. He's developed one of the top-selling, at one time was the number one selling app for iPhones. So this is a guy, he literally says on his website, I am an entrepreneur in the business of life. Now, you may wonder, well, what will all of this mean to me and my business? Well, it's real simple. We're going to begin to show you this innovative social media hub as we roll this global brand out in an effective campaign. Again, we're going to invite you to be a part of it, but we're going to invite you and show you how the brand that you've chose to promote for yourself can come right alongside this campaign and watch us as we take these steps that I think will be invaluable for you as you move forward with your Internet presence. Joe says this, something that I really, really love today. He said social media is the water cooler. It's the water cooler that technology has helped millions of people be at that same cooler. Now, what does he mean by that? Well, it's really easy. Information is out there being literally, there's no way to catch up with new information. And so that is really the window of the opportunity that we have as Global Hangout. It is the heart of the opportunity. There's many of us that feel left out. Nobody's taken the time to really it seems like about the time we're getting ready to be a part of something, it's kind of over. It's already old time. It's already too late. So as Mike said earlier, this is why it's so unique to be out in front of this social broadcasting trend and understanding really the heart of what we're teaching you and how up-to-date it really is. It's almost wired to the past. It's almost, I love to use that phrase when we talk about face-to-face, building a face-to-face social network. It's face-to-face interaction that goes far beyond what Facebook's done. It goes far beyond what any of these text or picture sites have done, and that we get to see each other. And it's so evident in this interview with Les, because you'll literally see the two of them as they interact face-to-face, and you'll see a little over 15 minutes into this interview, and I promise I want you to watch all of this so that today's call will mean what it should mean for you as we begin this process. We want you to take these steps with us as we go through this global brand building campaign. It is invaluable for you that you plug into this. Even if you kind of believe you kind of know everything there is to know about this, and you're just looking for maybe enhancements to what you're already doing with social media. Don't shortcut this. This is one thing Joe Comm was saying today that I really, really liked as I was watching this interview, is that don't shortcut this process. Because there's things, and he doesn't use those words exactly, but he just says there's so many things changing that the foundation that you lay about being yourself and being real will pay off over and over and over again as you build these online relationships. But back to Joel and Les for a minute. It was incredible to watch Les lead Joel through this interview. And just Joel, of course, is absolutely a guy who's going to address the things that he chooses to address. But it was a masterful job with Les as he conducted this interview. and to watch Joel talk about how much he loves the Hangout platform. You got to hear that part. Now, I promise you that we will create some snippets from this interview that we will use as a marketing video and get it out there that you can use to really show what is going on here. But I will tell you, this is an incredible interview as he discusses the power of face-to-face communication. And Les and Joel had never seen each other before. They had communicated, they had talked, but Joel just talks about how incredible, he talks about just how much this technology had value to him as Les and him were interacting. And, of course, Les asked him that question. I want to share another thing that he said that's really incredible. He said, look, people are looking for a connection. They're looking for a connection on the Internet. They're looking to find a way within technology that they can interact with somebody that maybe has something similar to them in life. And literally, it tells us how valuable this hub, this network that we're creating as Global Hangout is. It's just the network itself, how right on it is that we're creating this place that fosters that connection. And I will share with you, there is nobody on this call as we go forward with this training that doesn't have something of value to talk about or doesn't have, you're not just a regular guy or gal on this call today. You have something of value that others want to relate to and they want to hear. And this is one thing that Joe drives really heavy in this interview. And it's things like Cindy Ledoux and others are doing, Faith and others are doing as they're posting and doing the videos that they're doing. There are people just like you that are interested in what's going on with your life. And we're going to begin a process today to really show you over the next few weeks the way to tie these platforms together and have it really land on this face-to-face Hangout platform that Google and YouTube have done such a great job of intertwining. You're going to hear how Joel talks about, and here's a best-selling author, an incredibly best-selling author with a Twitter book that we're going to cover in a few minutes, how you plug into that, how you plug in to some things that Les is doing, how we're launching another social platform campaign, and we want to get you connected to it right now today here in the next few hours so that as we go live with it, we're going to show you how we're going live with it. We're going to show you how we're branding it, all through video that you can come in and cookie-cut your own names, your own brands right behind us. You're going to see us go from Twitter to other platforms, and we're going to show you how they all tie into Google Plus and this face-to-face technology. Now, what I want to share with you is Joe literally uses these words that I thought were just powerful. He said, look, Twitter is a great place to start the conversation, but what the Hangouts are a place to really have the conversation. And that is what we've always recognized as Global Hangout. And again, you're going to see us as we move forward just get incredibly clear with this message. Look, as Mike said earlier, you're at the right place at the right time. You're at the right place at the right time to begin setting up your brand campaign, the opportunity that you want to present. And we don't want to go any further without encouraging you. You know, there's people a lot of time will say, well, where's the automated system for helping me build my brand? Where's the information that I really need to have as I move forward? Where's that information at? Well, let me tell you this. There's a lot of information already in your back office that a lot of you have not even taken action on. A lot of you really don't even have your Google Plus page even set up. A lot of you are really never really followed the process of setting your Gmail account up right. Now, we're already, by the way, just to cover this for a minute, we're already training you something significant that maybe some of you are missing. We're using this Join Global Hub at gmail.com, and some of you that are on this call today maybe have not sent an email to that yet with your ID number and your name. It is incredibly important that you do that during this call or right after this call, that you send an email to joinglobalhub at gmail.com with your ID number. Now, some of you have emailed us and said, look, I'm not getting your automated emails. And that's probably because of the limit of emails that can automatically be sent to you from that email box. We're maxing that out. But we're showing you a way to literally build a response email campaign. And we're going to show you this by video here in the next few days as we get closer and closer to the full launch of this global campaign. But we're going to show you just what we've been doing inside of that and how simple it is for you to literally use an email information campaign like this that also highlights email. Now, we know email is old technology, but you're seeing us use this technology to tie into new emerging trends like social broadcasting. So the thing I love that Joe said is here's a guy who is making an incredible amount of money and using Twitter as a big way to do this, and he's saying how important Hangouts, that he sees the Hangout picture in this face-to-face broadcasting becoming in the business world and again, a life business, as he says it so well. So what are we going to talk about today? What are we going to encourage you to plug in to today that will enhance your global business? We're going to show you today how to go in and set up a Twitter account. Now, some of you have a Twitter account, and I want you to hang on here because there's great information that we're going to give you and encourage you to do that I think will really help your Twitter campaign become effective. But I wager, and I believe there's no way I could lose, that most of you on this call today don't have a Twitter account. And that's really what I want everybody to understand that's on here. If you're a seasoned internet marketer, take time to slow down and make sure your team is plugging into the basics, setting up their Gmail, setting up their Google Plus account, understanding how to get on a Hangout. Listen, it's going to be invaluable to you and incredibly important to as this global campaign launches, and you have a front row seat to plug into it for your brand, your specific promotion, that you're ready to follow these steps. And there's incredible video in the back office, in your learning lounge, in your online training center that will help you take these first steps. But today, we're specifically, with this interview, showing you how to launch a Twitter feed. Now, you may say, well, I don't know that I'm going to keep up with this every day. Don't bow out before you get a chance to come on the stage and be recognized. You get a chance to win. Listen, compete. Listen to the video training today that it's awesome. The interview Les and Joel does. Plug into what Jeff is going to teach you. And Jeff Wilson's going to be on here in a couple of minutes just giving you some immediate instructions. Hey, set up your Twitter account. Go over and follow Les Hewitt, who is going to be writing these tweets by this address that Jeff is going to show you in just a few minutes. You're going to see us brand this page, and we're going to show you by video how we did that. We're even going to show you services that you can get your own brand created, made, that literally for a few bucks. We're not going to promote. It's not going to be an affiliate plan. It's not going to be some big business. We're going to show you sites that help you do this stuff. If you say I don't really know how to do that, but I really want to plug into this in a professional way. I want to do what Joel is telling me to do. You're going to have resources that literally you'll say, you know what, thank you for what you're doing. I want to be a part of this. Thank you for really drilling down into this and making it real. Thank you as you've seen this mass begin to come, as we've seen Global Hangout, as Mike said earlier. You're going to be thankful that we're really drilling in here for the steps that will help you be a part of this. Not just watch it happen, but be a part of it. Now, here's what I want to share with you. We need you to plug in. We need you to plug in the next 48 hours. I mean, write it down on your paper. 48-hour deadline. We need you to plug in and plug into Twitter. You're not going to immediately have to go over there every day. We're not going to ask you to go get Twitter followers. We're going to show you some unique ways to do all of that. But we want you to plug in so as we launch this, as we put the skin on it, as we put the brand on it, as we begin these steps of launching the global campaign that'll splash over into Facebook and text ads inside of those social media, and how to interact those two, and the new site and other things that's coming at rapid speed. We don't want you to be left behind. We want you to be a part of this. Now, some of you will say, well, you know what? You said this would be available to me and I wouldn't have to do all these things at once. And yeah, that's true. That's true. These videos are going to be available to you. But I want you to I want you to get in the race. I want you to engage, because this is going to grow beyond any wild any wild imagination you might have. And listen, it's going to appeal to everybody. You know, Mike Demetro's a lot like me. You know, we have a little ADD. We move at, you know, we love telling, and you know what? We're pretty good at selling. Most people don't necessarily plug into that. So they love people like us helping with the message. They love the infomercial. They love other things. But you know what? There's a ton of you out there that say, you know what? Show me. You know what? I was born in the state of Missouri, Mexico, Missouri. For those international guests on the call, Mexico, Missouri. And you know what? That's the Show Me state. And I promise you, don't miss this Show Me campaign. Don't miss this global building brand campaign that's going out. Don't miss it. Plug in. And just I want to leave you with just a couple of things. Social media, this is something Joel said today that just really blew me away. Social media is the real world. It's the real world. It's just done with masses and technology. A lot of people does not get that. They think somehow social media unplugs them from connecting to people, and that's the mistake they made, because social media, when it's done effectively, is relationships, and you're going to hear this. Hey, everybody is interesting. Everybody has value. Be authentic. Remember that. And again, remember this. Twitter is a great place to start, but the conversation is much better in Hangouts to be continued. So I love that. I love it. Hey, don't miss the great survey he did with Facebook down in the interview there. And then he gave some great design ideas and name ideas. He said, look, when you're creating your social brand, now I want to share this with everyone on this call. You know, we talked last week about Social Hub and attaching your name to that, and I love the word hub, and you're gonna understand that more and more as this global brand campaign blows out around the world. You're gonna understand more of that hub word is unique, and you're gonna understand that in our Twitter line. But you want that name to work over on Facebook and over on Twitter and other things. So one of the things that Joel said, he said, look, brevity is big. What does he mean by that? Well, that's things like eBay, Google, Amazon. Brevity is big. If you can come up with a hybrid of your name and some other letters, or you know, connect the hub name or something, where short is sweet when it comes to social media. So maybe that'll just really help you out here. But again, please plug into today's training. Don't shortcut any of this information. I promise you it's going to be invaluable as we move forward. Jeff, I know we went real long today. We promised to be short. So I want to go to you right now, Jeff Wilson, our VP in charge of subscriber training. Jeff.
Hey, Bruce. Thanks for the time. Appreciate that insight very much. Hey, everybody. Great to be with you this week. I've had kind of a unique challenge. I'm one of those guys that just kind of didn't think I got Twitter before. You know, I've always wanted to know what is it. In fact, my first exposure to Twitter was I like to follow golf on television, and a couple of years ago I watched Jasper Parnevik during a PGA Tour event tweeting. And it's like, this is my impression of what happened when I just made that birdie putt or when I missed the bogey putt or whatever it is. And I thought, who in the heck cares what Jasper Parnevik thinks between the third and the fourth holes in this tournament? And really, who cares if Jay-Z's limo broke down on the way to the concert? And who cares about the name of Beyonce's newest baby? And maybe that's just old fogey me talking. But at the end of the day, I just didn't understand this microblogging effect that Twitter has. Now, at the end of the day, and at the end of this week, I've had a fascinating week because I've learned so much, and I think you can too. I've learned that microblogging is a fascinating thing as long as you don't get busy in the thick of thin things. And I think all of us do this. Do we spend time wasting time on Twitter, on Facebook, on the Internet, or are we doing something with a purpose? And this is really what comes to mind with what I've learned, because here's the deal. Most people want to know, first of all, what is Twitter? And then when they find out, the most logical question is, okay, why would I or anybody want to use that? And there are some really good answers to that. And to that end, we produced a video this week that you can go to right now, and you're going to get an email as soon as this call's over giving you a link to that. We put it up in our YouTube channel where we're pointing our marketing materials and some of our more open and accessible videos, which is called Our Hub Lounge. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, you really should. Our Hub Lounge. And right there, right now, you're going to see a how to create your Twitter account video with a little bit of context and some impressions that I had on what I learned about Twitter this week, and it's fascinating. Really what you need to know is this. Microblogging is great because it's immediate, in fact. But the bigger issue is all of us have watched news feeds when we watch television news, and that crawler along the bottom is the news feed. Really, in a digital world and in a digital sense, Twitter is the news feed of the world. And it happens immediately because it gives us all, through the access of the thing that we all carry all the time, our cell phones, what's going on in the world that we choose to care about. Because after all, we do get to pick who we follow. All right? And then, as Mike mentioned, and Bruce a little bit, emails are a little passé. A lot of emails just flat out don't get to the spam filter, plus emails rely on somebody, on downloading them, reading them, etc. Group texting is kind of a hassle, and in some real sense, Twitter is the ultimate immediate group text opportunity because you can establish a system of followers. So it's a really fun and exciting thing, it turns out, as long as you keep it germane to you, your passions, your brand, your business model, your family, whatever that might be. So here's what I'd like you to do. Go to Our Hub Lounge and as soon as this call's over and look at that video and create your Twitter account. In that video, we're going to teach you or show you how to go follow Global Hangout. And here's what you're going to do that. Our Twitter account is also Our Hub Lounge. So you're going to follow Global Hangout once you establish your Twitter account, go to the search bar and just search for this, Our Hub Lounge, all one word. When you find it, then click follow. And then and when you do, you're going to find the first tweet from our very own Les Hewitt. And, you're going to also find, I would suggest after you watch this amazing 40-minute video or interview today, the video training, you're going to want to follow Joel Comm, Joel, last name Comm, C-O-M-M. Because I spent the morning looking at his tweets now that I'm following him. And if you want to see where the rubber hits the road in social broadcasting and social media, wait till you see the context, I mean the meat that Joel Comm is sharing with the world. These are the tricks that are going to actually turn all this stuff into productivity and that social currency that we've all heard so much about. So that's the challenge that I have for you. And then last thing I want to say before I turn it back over to Bruce to wrap up. There's a well-known teaching method out there that's used by teaching hospitals, med schools, the military, et cetera, that says, see one, do one, teach one. That's really what we want to do with you over these next couple of weeks as we roll out this fun transition. We want to see one, do one, and then have you teach one. And nothing could be better illustrating this than our Twitter feed right now. If you go search for Our Hub Lounge and find the Global Hangout Twitter feed, you're going to see a plain Jane, very vanilla, basic, nothing feed page. We don't have any uploaded images. We don't have any graphics. It's just the feeds. But you watch what we do with it over the next few days. And then we're going to teach you what it is we did with that over the next few days. And then we need you to show your people how to do that to their Twitter feeds to make them absolutely germane to the thing that you're marketing, that you're branding, and that you're doing. And that's going to be a fun process that we're going to be doing together. So with that teaser, look for an email when this phone call is complete. Look for an email with links to how to listen to this call again and how to get involved and find that video in Twitter. Having said that, Bruce, I'll turn it back to you.
All right. And, Jeff just gave you an incredible tip that again, we'll be highlighting. Let me share this with you. For those of you that are on here saying, you know what, I really don't know what I would tweet. I don't know what I would write. There's going to be some great ideas that Joe gives you in this interview. And think about this. Think about the direct sales companies you've been a part of And in those companies, you know, how many of them had guys like Dan Taggart? And wait till you see some of the new videos we're using in this global brand campaign as we go around the globe. Wait till you see some of the stuff that Dan and Les has just done. And then think about how many companies you've been a part of that has a guy, a best-selling author, that co-wrote a book with a couple of guys that sold over 500 million books, and have him interviewing somebody that is not a side-on-the-seat bench player in social media, but actually has done incredibly technology-changing moves in social media, and what he's wrote about it and the applications of it. Here's what I want to share with you. You know, wouldn't it be incredible as you get your Twitter account ready, and we show you how to get your Twitter account ready, and we show you how to go after Twitter followers. Don't shortcut this. Don't do it and think I'm going to get ahead of everybody else, because it's not going to work as well. But here's the point. What an incredible thing to again, follow Joe, get it in your Twitter feed, go out and get Twitter followers, and then say, hey, come over here, which you got to have enough sense to know we're going to use portions of this video for you to be able to do this. Come over here to see an interview that Joe's doing with Les Hewitt, and you have Les tweets on your feed. What do you think that'll do for people when they see how important Joel says that this face-to-face, this broadcasting, this interaction he's doing with Les is? Think about that. So the point is, this is not just something we're just trying to get you to do for fun, and though it is going to be fun. I think everybody loves learning new things when it comes to technology if it's broken down for them like this. I think it's more interesting than anything else I've ever done in direct sales. And I find that people, and you're listening to this, will listen longer to this type of thing than they will anything else you've ever heard if you think about it. So again, guys, this is the meat. This is the meat this is the outside of the structure beginning to be put on. And so enjoy this. Have fun with it. But stay tuned. Great stuff is coming over the next few days. Don't miss it. Be a part of it. Listen to that interview, please. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Saturday.